I'm Carlos Pérez del Castillo. I come from Uruguay. At this stage, agriculture is back in the international agenda. It wasn't for the last 20 years. And donors seem more willing to invest in agriculture, which they neglected in the past. And I think that the centers, the CGIAR, should take this opportunity. And in order to do so, they have to get their act together. We took decisions at this first board meeting in setting the process for looking for a site for the new consortium. We had a fairly long list of countries that were interested. We ended up with 5 in alphabetical order: Addis Abeba, Delhi, Montpellier, Nairobi, and Rome. So we will have to choose. We are going to start negotiations with the different governments, and we hope that we will have an office in the next 6 months or whenever possible. Then we are also looking for a CEO. We have started this going. And as you know, at the moment, the name of the game is mega programs. And some of the donors are pushing very, very hard to have some fast track, to have some mega programs deliver by the middle of this year so that they can take financing decisions by September or so. Not any project should be moving faster, but those projects that can work towards the objectives of the reform, which is collective actions, enhancing synergies, having a greater impact on the ground, having partnerships. These are the type of projects we want to move. And I think that this is what we set ourselves for the next 6 months or so. What I would like to see is that these mega programs not only concern the centers, but also concern the national systems. How are the partners, how are the national research institutions going to be involved in these mega programs? How are they going to deliver? And this is a big job, and I think that we should focus ourselves in that direction. The biggest challenge, I would say, is for the CGIAR to think as a system. At the moment, I think that they're thinking as individual centers, and on the other side, the donors are very much thinking as individual donors, financing what they see, individual targets that suit their interests. And I think that if we're going to talk about a system, then we need some harmonization, first of all and foremost among the centers, and then with the donors and with the partners in the field, because after all, if we want to have an impact, we have to get them involved. And I think it's doable if we all engage very actively in this direction, and if we engage or if we commit ourselves to do it together. It's not an easy task, but I think it can be done. The message that comes very clear is that the donors are interested in having a convincing long-term strategy for international agricultural research, which is results-oriented and which will have a much bigger impact on the ground on questions like world food security, world hunger, environmental sustainability. These are the good news. On the other hand, for this to work, we need a cohesive position of the centers speaking with one voice. In the little time I have been in this position, what I can perceive, and I am aware, very much aware, is that the centers have not engaged in this reform process with the same degree of enthusiasm or commitment. Some of them are skeptical about the whole thing. Some of them have doubts. Some of them are asking, what is there for me? Am I better off in collective actions than individual actions? Well, I think this is something that is serious, that we will have to work on. I know that the consortium will have to earn the trust and confidence of the centers, and this is why we have made an effort that all board members in the next 2 months will visit all the centers in order to explain what we're trying to do and in order to engage them in a collective fashion. So I think that this is a major challenge, but I think that if we want results, the system mentality should prevail over the individual mentality. And this is, some centers are on board without any problem, but some centers still need a little bit more convincing. That's the job of a consortium now, to build trust and to bring them on board, because if everyone is going to be thinking about their individual interests, we're not going to make it. Collectively, what the donors are looking at is a long-term strategy on research, with impact, with results. And this is not going to be done by one. This is going to be done by all.